Bush Company DX27 rooftop tent and the Bush Company 270 XT Max Awning, both a lot of money. Should we have bought cheaper? Are they any good? So, the reason we're doing this is we've had the rooftop tent and the awning for a long time now. Well, the rooftop tent's about 3 years, the awning about 1.5 years. And we've been everywhere, and been to the Big Red Bash, it's been to the Monday Bash, been to Fraser, Morton, Stratty a few times, out in the bush, cold nights, hot nights. Yeah, all sorts of conditions. We've had this tent and it always gets attention. People always ask us, what sort of tent is that? Oh, they're expensive, are they worth the money? All the different questions under the day. So what we thought we'd do is a long-term review on the Bush Company products that we have. So here we are. So let's start with the tent. This is the DX27. Now, there is the AX27, which is very similar. It just opens a little bit more. And from memory, it has double canvas, which is a little lighter. This is single canvas and it's a lot thicker. And I think it saves about 5 to 7 kilos, somewhere in there in weight. This was all was available at the time. I think they're about $5,200, $5,300 in around there. Now, the 3 years that I've owned it, we have been everywhere in all conditions, wind, storm, sun, heat, and this thing has performed immaculately. I'm not sponsored by the Bush Company. I bought all of these things with my own money. I sold a kidney to get these because they were that expensive. But as a wise man once said, buy once, cry once. So the awning's about 18 months old. It was about $2,100, $2,200 when we bought it. So this one's the XT Max. It does fold out at the front as well as all the way around the back. Again, same as the rooftop tent. It's really heavy duty canvas. This thing's bulletproof. It's just something that when you buy quality, you can see it every day of the week. All the wells are nice, everything's straight. It just feels like a nice awning. And it's remarkably cooler under here compared to being outside. And it is obviously a little bit darker because it is heavy canvas. So the mounting of this tent, we got this canopy custom made by MW, and I asked them to put the uni struts on the roof specifically for this tent. So this basically has a channel running, the tent has 2 channels running down north to south, and I've got 3 channels running east to west on the canopy. So they're very simple L brackets. One bolts to the roof of the rooftop tent and the other one bolts into the uni strut via one of those special washers that you get that or nuts that you get that lock themselves into the uni strut channel. You've got to be double jointed because the size of my paws and Andy's paws, but it's actually pretty simple to mount. So there's 6 of these brackets and that's the tent mounted. That's been on there. This canopy now is probably, it's over a year old, 14 months old, I think. And this tent, I've checked it twice and it's not moved. The bolts are all solid. It's definitely not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. I doubt that'll fall off. It would be impossible if this thing moved.
But what I love about this is when we bought the awning, obviously it's by the Bush Company. These extrusions here, they're all for their accessories. Awning just literally comes with brackets that bolt on to the tent, and I think it's actually stronger. I'm pretty sure it's stronger on the tent than it would be just putting on L brackets on a roof rack. This thing you could, not me, well maybe could, probably not strong enough, but you can hang from the awning nearly, it's that strong. It's never blown over in a strong wind. And if it is, the car's going with it, I'd say it would have to be that strong. But the mounting of these things, super impressive. So that's the boring stuff out of the way, thank goodness. Let's talk about setting up the tent. It's super easy. I've got a new ladder from the Bush Company, which has got wider treads. For my precious feet, a little bit nicer to get up there. The big thing that we did years ago, I don't think we did it in the Hilux, but we did it when we got the Cruiser, is we flipped the tent around so it opens at the front. So we've got the awning, which means I can climb up the side. Now I stand on the roof platform, 2 clips, the roof top pops up, the bungee goes down over and the 2 spreader poles come out. Literally a minute's job to set the tent up. It is so easy. The awning is no different. Undo the zip, walk it around the front, plug it in, walk it around the back, plug it in, tighten the 2 straps up and your awning's up. This whole camp setup, I reckon I could set up in 3 minutes, 4 minutes. And it's not that longer to pack down either. So you can watch your mates struggle with their swags, struggle with their awnings, have a beer while they're struggling. That's pretty good. So let's talk about durability and build quality. So before we open anything up, when the tent's closed and when the awning's in its bag, we do go through a lot of tracks. We've got bush wraps on the car to protect it from getting all the pinstripes, but there's nothing on the tent and there's nothing on the awning. And they've been to some pretty rough tracks too. There's been lots of trees and branches scratching them, and both of them have held up really well. The awning's got a few marks on the bag, the rooftop tent's got a couple of scratches here and there. but it's held up. Like, it's a strong, tough shell that I really don't want to see how hard you'd have to go to break it, because at the minute it's been through stuff and it's just got, yeah, come on, it's all you've got. Build quality for me is a big tick, and the durability. So as I say, 3 years old, we've been in hot climate, we've been in cold climate, we've been windy, we've been rainy, and it's just fine. When you're in there sleeping, because the canvas is so thick, if the windows are all closed and you got the fan on, even in the summer when it's hot, it's still quite cool in there because it keeps the sun out and keeps the inside cool. It's dark, so when you open the window up in the morning, the sun could be up and you don't even know. The canvas is so thick, it's brilliant. What that means is, in the summer it is cool in there, and in the winter it keeps the heat in a bit better, so you're not freezing to death inside it. And a hot water blanket, an electric will fix up a lot of those problems too, or a bigger sleeping bag, wouldn't matter. The awning's the same. Because of the thick canvas, it casts a lovely shadow. So in the middle of the summer, if you're on the beach, it's going to be so much cooler under there. And if it rains, it's going to keep you dry. When it rains though, the one thing I have found is it will pool. The water will pool a little bit. So they give you guy ropes to tie off in the middle to make a gully on each bit so you can have the water run off. But I've also found a mate of mine, Johnny, if you're watching, you know who you are. He's got the same awning. He said just don't tighten it up as much, loosen it all up a bit, and the rain will naturally just fall off. So I haven't tried that yet, but the next time it rains, I'm going to try Johnny's tip. So some of the features I like about this tent is you can bolt stuff onto the side of it. You've got the Max Tracks up here. The Bush Company do a Max Tracks mount holder. I'm going to take this off shortly because I'm going to put a shower tent there and probably move the Max Tracks along a bit, or maybe put them somewhere else. And on the roof you can get load bars. I've never needed them, but I have fabricated up some brackets for a solar panel. The Bush Company sell their own brackets, which are a lot stronger than the ones I've made, but I was running out of time and I went the Bunnings, bit of angle, bish bash bosh, Bob's your uncle. You can mount all sorts of stuff to the tents, which I really like. They're really adaptable. As I change my setup, the tent can change with me. Now the other thing I've done for the awning is, the one thing I kind of don't like about the awning as much as it doesn't come with any lights, first world problems, but I've just stuck a couple of LED strips onto the underside of two of the ones at the back here. So if we are doing anything at the back of the car, if we've got the induction or the cooker or the air fryer or something plugged in here, or even doing some washing up, we've got lights now to see at night time when we're working at the back of the car. Now, as I said before, we're not sponsored by the Bush Company, so this is an honest review that I'm doing. I actually really like their products. There are a couple of cons though. Let's get them out of the way. It's heavy. The awning's heavy, the tent's heavy. I've actually just ordered the outhouse, which is their shower tent. It's heavy, and that's because it's made well and it's thick canvas. There's no doubt you get what you pay for, and it is old quality, but it's heavy. So I think all up, between the rooftop tent and the awning and the Max Tracks and the shower and the solar panel, we're probably up around a, I don't know, probably 130, 140, 150 kilo mark on the roof. So you got to check, make sure your roof's going to take that sort of weight. If you've got a wagon or whatever you've got, just make sure that your roof's capable of carrying that much. Secondly, the height of the rooftop tent, it is pretty thick. I think it's about 28, 30 centimeters tall, which, you know, is a substantial amount on top of the car. So wind resistance, and again, that weight will be up even higher. And then you've got the solar panel on top of that. So the height of it is something to consider. Obviously the price, they are expensive. I struggled long and hard about buying this. I really wanted it because I'd seen lots of reviews on it in the past, and the same as the awning, but the price is definitely up there for someone like me who doesn't full-time travel. Like, this is a weekend warrior car. But 3 years down the track, I've forgotten about how expensive it was, and every time I use it now, I actually really enjoy it, and I still feel the quality in it. Same as the awning, every time I pull it out, it's just nice. So once you get over that hurdle of how expensive it is, it's good, but the price is up there. But again, as I said before, you get what you pay for, in my opinion. All right, so in conclusion, would I buy this again? Yes, of course I would. I love it every time I go out camping, which is a lot these days, which is lucky. Every time I use this, I love it. It's just such a nice setup. It's easy. It does what it's supposed to do. I can keep all my bedding up there. The canvas is amazing. It's dark when in the mornings. It's warm in winter. It's cool in summer. It's dependable. It's going to be with me for a long time because these things last. So anyway, make up your own mind, but I'm really happy with it. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.